Hello, 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 hello. Happy Thanksgiving. 2 days early. Uh, Hello to YouTube land, Facebook land. Nobody's in the chat yet, but that's okay. I know today is 2 days before Thanksgiving, and I know there are people out here traveling and trying to get their dinner together, which I need to do. But I did want to hop on today because today is Shirley's Wind Down Tuesday and it's the day to chat. And whether anybody's in the chat or not, I am going to do my live stream today and hopefully I will have some people to join me. If not, then it'll be short and sweet, but that's okay. At least I will have made my commitment of doing a live stream every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. So if you're out there watching while you cook, that's okay. If you can pop in and say hi, that would be great. I would appreciate it. If not, then that's okay too. I know there will be people watching the replay when they get an opportunity to do so. So I took this chance of getting on here to hopefully, like I said, have some people to join. It is 8:02. Usually have people in by now. But again, like I know, this is like what 2 days before Thanksgiving, and I do know people travel. I do know people that like to start doing their Thanksgiving cooking or baking and things like that early, such as I. I went and did my grocery shopping today. So got that out the way. Did not want to get stuck in a rush with that on tomorrow because I had to cook. And if I get out of here early tonight, I probably will get started with something. So I'm not going to have a big dinner because I don't have a lot of people coming by, but I am going to cook something. It is Thanksgiving. You got to have a Thanksgiving meal. So, with that being said, I just wanted to again say happy Thanksgiving. Where is it right here? Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Wish you well, safe travels. um, I hope and pray that everyone has a wonderful time, that they have the love and camaraderie and family time that we all hope and wish for during this time of the year, and that people will be able to see their loved ones. Um, I'm not having people come in for Thanksgiving this year, but I hopefully there are plans for people coming for Christmas. So you can't have them both when you have people that have to travel. So it's kind of like, which one do you do, Thanksgiving or Christmas? Sometimes you get lucky and get them both, and sometimes you don't. But that's okay. As life has gone by and time has gone by and activities and things have gone by, I have had wonderful holidays, wonderful Thanksgiving celebrations and coming together with the family. As my family unfortunately has diminished, uncles and grandparents and aunts and cousins and so forth and so on have moved on or have gone on um, uh, to a better life, and you don't have the same people to celebrate with. And I have grandkids, but none of my grandkids are here. And so I don't have that opportunity to celebrate with grandkids and great grandkids. And my children are here, there, and everywhere. No one is actually here. So that makes it a little difficult to be able to have those festivities and things like that. But nonetheless, that does not stop me from celebrating Thanksgiving with my little turkey. Where is he? In the back, back here. Gobble, gobble, gobble. And the pumpkin. And looks like a Macy Day Thanksgiving parade turkey, which is a tradition of mine. every Thanksgiving morning for years. I would always get up early because being the one that's cooking, you always got to get up early. And I would watch the Macy Day parade while getting things together in the kitchen and all of that before the rest of the people wake up and get up and so forth and so on. And so that has always been a tradition. But I kind of fell off for a few years, but I'm hoping to be able to get back to that this year. I'm looking forward to looking at the parade. So hopefully I'll be able to enjoy the parade this year, at least some of it. And but I do have stuff I have to do. If I get everything done tomorrow, then I won't have to worry about doing any of that kind of stuff come Thursday. And so I'll be able to sit down, relax, and enjoy the parade. So that hopefully is the plan. So it is 8:06, and again, there's still no one in here. So I don't know if I'm going to have anybody or not, but I'm going to hang in here for a little while because there may be people coming. There may be people that are just busy and can't get in here right away, or may have thought that I wasn't going to have a chat um, today, even though I did put my thing up. So, as usual, I'll start my conversation that I was planning on presenting around 10 after, like I normally do. That way, I usually give people plenty of time to come in, those that are planning on coming in. And hopefully, by then, I will have some people in here. And if you're out there watching, if you don't mind, just come in and say hi, even if you pop back out, just so I know that you're there. But if you don't have time and you can't do that, that's okay too. And the other thing that I do want to do uh, early on in the broadcast, because I always get busy talking and interacting with the chats and everything, and I forget to get people to give me a thumbs up. So if you're watching now, if you're watching the replay or whatever, can you give me a thumbs up? That's very important. I do appreciate it. Subscribe, notification bell, share, and thumbs up are very important components for maintaining a viable growing channel, which I do have a growing channel, and it is viable, and I'm hoping that it will continue to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I'm getting new subscribers every day, so I do appreciate all of you that do continue to support me. And as I was talking last week when we were talking about the season of giving and give thanks, I did mention that one of the things that can be done to give thanks to me, if you so desire, is to think about subscribing, of course, or becoming a member. I do have membership that I have three tiers. If you go onto my channel, there's a join button, and you can hit that join button and join and become a member and choose whatever level that you want to choose because it is different price range and perks and what have you. So however you want to do that would be just fine. I do appreciate anything that you do. And even if you don't join, that's fine. Subscribe, hit the like button. Those things are very, very important. So I appreciate that. So I'm going to give it one more minute and then I'm going to go ahead and get started on tonight's topic. And we will go ahead and start talking about what it is that we're going to talk about tonight. So I'm hoping and hoping and hoping that somebody will come in, even if it's only one or two people. That's okay. I don't care, just to have somebody to chat with. But if not, I will be here at least for a good 30 minutes. If not, um, longer, just depending upon if anybody comes in. And I do have my wine. Shirley's Wine Down Tuesday, and this is blueberry, Stella Rosa blueberry. Try it. It is so good. They have a blackberry and a blueberry, and I've tried them both, and I am in love with these two flavors. They're really good. So if you like blueberries at all or blackberries, Give it a try because they taste just like the fruit. And it's really good and it's bubbly. So that in itself makes it good as well. So it is 10 after 8. So I am going to get started. So tonight, what are we talking about? The question is, have you seen any UFO sightings? Now, that may have been something that kind of put people off because, like, what in the world is she talking about UFOs? Well, I was not familiar with this topic until a couple of weeks ago when one of the ladies that participate with the sew along that we do every Wednesday, which want to remind everybody we're not having a sew along tomorrow night. So any of you that do the sew along with me, we're not doing it tomorrow night. Remember that. We're coming the following week. Tomorrow night is Thanksgiving cooking night and Thanksgiving travel night. So we're not doing it. But anyway, the young lady mentioned UFO, and I didn't know what in the world is she talking about. I had no idea that this is not a new um, moniker or acronym. UFO stands for unfinished objects or projects. And how many of us have unfinished objects or projects that are sitting around in our studio? We have clutter after clutter after clutter, basket after basket, box after box, container after container. Who knows? With projects that we've started but did not finish. Now, I personally said I don't have any unfinished projects. I finish all the projects that I start, and normally I do. Matter of fact, I don't think I have any embroidery projects that I have started. Well, that's not true now that I think about it. I have a few things that I've cut out and didn't finish. I cut out several masks, did not finish those. I cut out at least two or three of the zipper purse that I bought off of Disorderly Thread, that I have it all cut out and everything, all the pieces and everything, and I never started them. So that's the unfinished project, which I had totally forgotten about. But as I was reading and researching this phenomenon, if you will, I realized I do have unfinished project. My biggest thing is I have to hem or shorten practically everything that I buy when it comes down to slacks, skirts, dresses, and even sometimes sleeves because I'm short. So when I buy things, oftentimes they need to be hemmed. Now, in the work world, when I was working, uh, obviously, when you're working and you have a decent income and everything, you have the ability to have a few perks. And the perks that I had was to take them to the tail and get them done, especially when I was in St. Louis. When I was in St. Louis and I was working as a pharmaceutical rep, and I bought a lot of clothes and so forth and so on. So it was nothing for me to take it to the tailor. And I had this one tailor that I went to that didn't wasn't too far from my house, and she was very reasonable. And it was quick and easy for me to drop off some pants. She'd take my measurement, and I paid whatever she charged, and I'd pick them up in a few days and move on, and did not have to worrying about having them hemmed up or taken up. And rarely did I have to have jackets done, but skirts, dresses, and slacks were the ones that had to be taken up. And so I got away from sewing or hemming or anything like that. So now that I don't do that anymore, I'm stuck with the task of hemming my things. So I have several pieces. I have some pieces that I've had for several years that I've not worn simply because I've not hemmed them or shortened them, which is not a good thing. But those are my unfinished projects. Like I said, I rarely have unfinished embroidery projects, but I do have unfinished clothing projects mostly. But what causes that? So let me see what they're saying. This particular article was written a while back, so this is not a new subject, and it is UFO. Strangely enough, is an unfinished object, which I don't call them objects. I call them projects. And she goes on to say that's what most people call them is projects. And the moniker is UFO, which is kind of out there. And that's why I put that up there. And hopefully I didn't scare people away, but apparently I did. But anyway, um, UFO, unfinished object. So what she is saying is that she believes it's okay to have unfinished projects. And what she means is truly unfinished projects that you will never ever go back to finish. Now, some of us have projects that we've set aside, and eventually, as far as we feel, that we will get back to. And sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And so the first question is, according to her, is why do we embroider? Because I'm talking to people that do embroidery and crafting, and because that's the crust of my audience. And it says most embroiderers embroider because they get a certain level of pleasure, which I believe that you have to enjoy what you do or you won't do it. And, it may be a hobby, a pastime, or you may do it for a living or a side hustle. But the bottom line is you got to enjoy it, because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it any embroidery. You're not going to do any crafting because it's too much involved in it. As we all know, there's a lot of steps, it's a lot of money, it's a lot of time. So you have to enjoy it. So if we enjoy doing it, why do we get stuck with the not finishing them? It's interesting. So um, she goes on to say that there are several reasons why people tend to not finish their projects. And some of the reasons are, she lists about five. And one is a disruption in life. Two, boredom. Three, change of interest. Four, change in taste. And five, lessons learned. Or you can have a combination of all of them. Now, boredom. I can understand that you bought this design, you bought this In the Who project, or you decided you wanted to make something that you saw on YouTube or Facebook, or you went to a website or something and you saw this and it looked so cute, and which I did that recently. And then once you got it and looked at it, you decide, that's not for me. I'm not going to do it. But you've already invested in it. Um, you knew that you would be bored to tears once you looked at what all it entails. And so you may get started with it, but then realize, nah, I shouldn't have started this. I'm not going to do it. So that's one. Change of interest is that, again, it's similar to boredom. You get a project, you're gun ho. Now, I had a friend that did that. Gun ho, got started on this project, working on the project and stuff. And you know, life start lifing, and the interest wane, and just kind of set it aside and never got back to it. Now, if that happens a lot, then your UFO pile stacks up. And it's easy for that to happen, especially if there's a trend or something that is out now and you decided to do it. You got all the materials, you got everything that you wanted to put everything together, and you got started on it, but you didn't quite go through with it, and you just kind of put it off. You did a little bit, but you got distracted or whatever, and your interest just changed, and you just have not gone back to finish it. You know it's there, but you just haven't had the desire, I guess, to go back and finish it. And then sometimes you'll start a project because you're trying to learn a technique, and that particular technique is being taught by doing this particular project. Now I've had that done. I paid for a class. Now I can consider this an unfinished project, I guess, because I paid for the class. But I have to admit, I never took the class. It was an online class. Paid for the class, got all of the supplies and everything, but I never actually looked at the videos, took the class, and actually tried to do it. That's the unfinished project, I guess. I never really started it. I have everything I need. So I guess that goes back to embroidery and stuff, but I just haven't decided to do anything with it yet. I still have it. I still want to do it, and I still have the desire to do it. I just haven't done it yet. It's not a lesson learned for me yet because I haven't learned it, but the interest is there. I just haven't sat down and taken the time to do it. And we'll talk about the reason for that in a little bit. And then you start saying, so why should I finish it? Why do I have to finish it? And oftentimes we force ourselves to finish it, or we feel guilty. Mostly we feel guilty for not finishing it because we spent the money, we spent the time, and we feel like we're most of us are achievers and go-getters and hustlers and stick to it type personalities, and we feel like, okay, I started this, why am I not finishing it? But then my question is, and as this person, why waste more time? If you started it and didn't finish it, you're going to force yourself to finish it just because you started it, even though you may not have that interest anymore, or you may have learned the technique and you don't need to finish it, or um, it's gone out of style and you're not going to use it. That happens a lot. You decide something's on trend and you want to do it and you start it, don't finish it. It's no longer on trend, and it's like, okay, should I do this macrame? Nobody's doing that anymore. So I don't guess. I don't know. Maybe everything's come back, so they probably are. But anyway, why waste more time? So the thing is, does it make sense to force yourself to do it just because you spent the money on it? And you don't want to feel like a failure and wasting time and money and everything you put your effort into it, but you didn't finish it. So that's a toss up. But there is a recommendation which I personally did not even think about, and that is, instead of having this hang over your head and make you feel guilty and stopping you from moving on because you're constantly thinking, oh my goodness, I have this whole basket full of stuff that I need to get to and I don't have time to get to, and why not, and I should, and I'm a horrible person because I spent the money and I didn't finish it. Don't beat yourself up like that. What is suggested is package up all the supplies and instructions neatly in a clear plastic bag, the original bag if you have it, with the cover or finished picture facing outward so people see what it's supposed to look like. Write a note and insert it in the project bag that says partially completed. Now take this project to a local charity shop or a thrift store and donate it. There may be somebody that would be happy to finish this project, especially if it does not require a special machine like an embroidery machine, or if these the person that gets it has access to a center or something that has sewing machines and embroidery machines or what have you, for people that are trying to learn, or people that are trying to learn a skill for employment or whatever. I thought that was an excellent idea. I never really thought about it. And they can say, she says that take it to a local guild to see if any stitches are keen to work on it, or if it's a particularly well-known designer or was a particular expensive project, put it on eBay and sell it. You'd be surprised what people would buy. Put it on eBay, knowing it's partially done, and somebody that does have the equipment to finish it may have been looking for that particular design or project, or either they're familiar with the designer or what have you, and now everything that they need is in one little neat bag and it's already started, and all they have to do is finish it, and bam, they got what it is that they want. They'll buy it. You'd be surprised. So I never really thought about that. So those of us that have those type of projects that are partially completed, and you feel like that they have some value, uh, think about putting it on eBay and making a little change, get a little of your money back. Or again, like I said, donate it. Take it to a charity shop, or thrift shop, or something like that, where people can use it to make money for people that need it. That, I think, is an excellent idea. So I'm hoping those of you, or those of us that have these UFOs, think about that, because I personally think that is an excellent idea. And so basically what they're saying is, this way you ensure the material does not go to waste. You remove the cloud from hanging over your head, and you keep your storage space for your hobby free of stagnated projects. So I think that that is excellent. And she goes on to say that she's not advocating a wasteful approach to your hobbies or your um, whatever you do it for a living or whatever. But she believes that hobbies are a great way to learn perseverance, to develop and hone skills, to learn to see things through to the finish. The finish is where the real satisfaction and real pleasure comes after all. So if it is something that you think that you really will decide to work on it, put and keep it. But check on it every so often, every 2, 3 months, or twice a year, or whatever, and pull it out and see if it's something that you want to work on. And but don't let it hang over your head. So you might as well either decide to finish it, get rid of it, or move on. And package it up, and hand it off to someone somehow. And if there is a chance that your interest will renew, if you want your interest in it to renew, then consider it a work in progress. Bag it up and put it away for a while. And like I said, go back and check on it every so often. And maybe one day your interest will rekindle if you check on it every, like I said, several months or so forth, and eventually you'll either spark your interest in it again, or you'll know that you're over it, and at that point you can go ahead and pass it on. And that way you will have gotten rid of your UFO, and maybe reduce your UFO sightings that you've been having. And so that was that particular article that I was looking at. And there's a couple of more that I looked at, and they were very similar in the suggestions and everything that they made. And one was, how many projects do you have on the go, or do you want to start? And sometimes it may be helpful not to start so many things at one time, especially if you have limited time. Now, for me, I usually don't start something unless I know I have the time to finish it. I try not to have two, three, four, five, definitely two projects, maybe three max at a time, because I'm one that I like to finish my stuff, and I like to finish one before I start on the other one. So a lot of times I will push myself to get done before I start another project. So if there's any type of time limit, then that definitely pushes me. Perfect example. Um, we're doing this sew along. And it's about uh, 9 of us. 9 of us started. I think it's about 7 of us now. But anyway, we have this sew along. And I probably never would have started this project if we had not decided to do this as a group. And I'm so glad we did, because that's a motivation. And all of us have said we are motivating each other. And that's the whole purpose of a sew along. And with that being said, we're going to do more sew alongs. So if you're interested in it, when I make the announcement and stuff, just make sure that you chime in and say, this is what I want to do. Or make a suggestion of a sew along if you happen to have a thought of what you want to do. But anyway, with the sew along, it forces you to be productive. It forces you to do the work. And what has happened to me and probably other people, I've really had to pace myself because get so involved in it because I want to get it done, especially since it's Christmas and it's a Christmas item and there's other things that I want to do for Christmas. I want to get it done. I want to get it done. I want to get it out the way. And right now, I'm at the point where I'm at the final stage and I just kind of held back. I said, okay, I could finish this up, but I don't want to finish way ahead of the group. So, and I'm sure there's other of us in the group that probably feel the same way. But anyway, I like to get my projects done. I like to start them and get them done, knock them out. If I don't get them done, then it's going to end up being a UFO, which I don't like. So um, the recommendation is that you don't start a bunch of them at one time, if at all possible. Um, is there something about the project that is putting you off? Um, do you feel like it's too difficult? That was one of the reasons why this very project that we're working on, and not so much that I thought it was difficult, I never looked to see what it was about. Um, and then once I did, then I thought it was too difficult because I was like, y'all sure you want to do this? Because this looked like a lot of work. And each step in my mind, I thought was going to be hard. This is going to be difficult. Oh, I'm afraid. What was the one thing that I was afraid? I was mostly afraid of the cutting and the stitching. It was not difficult at all. So now I got to put the back on and put the binding on. Again, in my mind, that's going to be an issue. But I keep reminding myself the other things I thought was going to be an issue was not an issue. So that should not be an issue either. So you don't know whether or not it's going to be difficult or anything unless you do it. So putting it off or starting it and stopping at a certain point because you're scared to go any further because you think that's going to be too hard. Hello? Did something happen? I am just now getting these I'm just now getting the chat. So I don't know if you all just now were able to get in or something happened, but it didn't show up. So I have to apologize if I didn't say hi to everybody because I'm up here just running my mouth thinking I'm talking to myself. But I'm glad to hear or see that I'm not. So hi Robin from Maryland, and it is raining. It's been raining all day, and I was out there in that rain getting groceries. And Becky, hi Becky. The wind chill will be 29 tomorrow morning. It's getting colder here. Oh my goodness, and that's in Texas. Wow. Wow. And Becky, you finish all your embroidery blocks. Hey, Robin, you got 4 more to go. And hi, Betty. How you doing? Betty Lloyd Vasquez. Hi, Taisha. How you doing? Thanks for stopping in. And hello, Ann from Virginia. And I am so sorry that I am just now seeing you guys chats. Christian, how you doing? And obviously, you guys have been here all this time. So I'm glad to see that. And hi, Carol from Montana. Hey, Carol from I know it's got to be cold up there. And uh, Marissa, how you doing? Leslie, how you doing? I thought you'd be on the road, Leslie. I guess that's tomorrow. And who else is here? And Taisha, you said you have a ton of unfinished knit items that you started to unravel. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. And Taisha, your tree skirt is the only unfinished embroidery thing that you have. Uh, that's the only unfinished embroidery thing that I've actually started that I have. But as if you were listening, there are some things that I've cut out. I haven't started them though. And Taisha, you said you're the same way with your clothes. That's why you make your clothes, which makes sense. And Becky, Robin, UFOs, and I guess Terry's on here because somebody says Happy Thanksgiving, Terry. I don't see Terry. Maybe she's on and off. And hi, Ann. How are you? And you said you started quilting so many quilts to finish your long armor. Marina, how are you? How you doing? And Marina, you said, I think what happened to me is that I see something, a project that catches my eye and want to try it before I finish what I'm working on. I have serious ADD when it comes to crafting. Add, and add. Um, and Becky and Robin say you do too. Uh, Marina, you bought supplies and no longer use. Oh, you take your no longer use supplies to assisted living center. That's a great idea. And you've dropped off things to local schools for the art department. That's another great idea. Thanks for sharing. And Becky, you have 5 3-inch binders full of doll clothes patterns that you haven't sewn yet. And Marina, I love the group so long. We've had a great time and we've exchanged so many ideas and techniques. It's been a great learning and social experience. Um, Robin, I text her to let her know we're in the chat. Hopefully she'll get it. I didn't look at my phone. So did I get your text? I okay, Terry's still on. No people have been chatting since you went live. That's my daughter. Or people may be traveling. Um, yeah, she's trying to tell me there was something. I don't know what's going on, and I get the text that says I can't see your chat, and I couldn't. It just popped on, so I have no idea what that was all about. Uh, the Taisha, you say 11 people are on, so I'm glad to know that people were on because I was just having myself a really good time talking to myself. But anyway, nonetheless, I don't know what it was. It just all of a sudden popped up, but it was totally 100% blank. So I didn't know if people were on here or not. But as I stated earlier, my commitment to my Tuesday night lives was I was going on live whether people were here or not, and that I was going to do my presentation. And if no one popped in, I was going to pop off. And Leslie, you say you took a few Joanne classes and few of your UFOs from them, and that's been a minute. That's been a minute. Um, but yeah, I thought it was interesting because now that I'm chatting, know that I'm chatting with people. When I first decided to do this topic, UFO, and Leslie, I give you credit because you were the ones you were the person that I first heard it from. I had never heard of UFO as far as unfinished objects. But when I put it in my AI and all of this stuff popped up, I had no idea this was a thing that's been around for a while because one of these articles was written in 2014. So that lets you know it's been out here for a minute. But I was not familiar with that acronym, but definitely familiar with the situation because as we're all stating, we have UFOs. We have things that we have started, not finished it. And I was, kind of had my chest stuck out because I was like, I don't have any unfinished embroidery projects except for what I'm working on. Matter of fact, I had mentioned to you guys that I had got a Christmas order, and the customer said I don't need it until a week before Christmas. Well, I'm done with that order, which makes sense. It's an order. You get done with it. But I get on stuff. I get on stuff. That's what I do. So I usually get done. And so with the sew along with the Christmas tree skirt, all I need to do is put the back on and the binding. I have not done it because I've been holding back because we're still doing the sew along. But I could have ripped that thing up or zipped that thing up, and I was tempted to do it. And I'm still not gonna promise y'all I'm not gonna have it done by next Wednesday. I don't know. I might. I might. I don't know. But we'll keep going until everybody's done. We'll keep doing. And who? Congratulations, Carol. Congrats to Carol. Oh, you have a new grandson. Well, congratulations. You just found out about a UFO tonight. You're going to be a grandma again. Okay. Okay. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's always, oh gosh, having that grandbaby. Whew. Especially when I had, when the first grandchild was born, that was an experience that I was not ready for emotionally, not ever being a grandmother. You never know how you're going to feel, but it's a total different. You love your children, you love your children, but your grandkids, you love them differently, but it's special. That you don't know how to explain it until it happens. My cousin um, told me once, she said, "Oh, I remember when you had your first grandchild, and all I heard you talk about was your grandson, your grandson, your grandson. That's all you talked about. And I just couldn't get with it until I had mine." Then she understood, understood. So, yeah, congratulations to you. And Leslie, you say you have to sew your skirt pieces together and then find the backing material. Quit waiting on that backing material. The closer to Christmas it gets, the harder it's going to be able to find what you're looking for. Get out there and get it um, Friday. Get out there and get it. Well, I know you're traveling, so whenever you can, but get out there as soon as possible. But back to what I was saying about, let me see where I was. Can't find the time, I think is where I need to start at. And a lot of people abandon projects because they don't have the time to finish them. And I get that, especially if you take on too many of them at one time, like I mentioned earlier. And it's easy to do because you see so many things that you want to do. I have 3 projects, and I think I'm going to have time to do them, at least I hope so, that I definitely want to do between now and Christmas. I want to do them. And I'm hoping I'm going to have the time to do them. I've not started on any of them. I have the material for one, uh, but I don't have the material for the other. Matter of fact, just before we went on, I was trying to calculate and figure out how much material I need to buy in order to do the projects. So that's one reason why I went on and got the order out the way, because I was like, I don't have time to wait. Get this out the way. Now we're gonna get the skirt done. Get that out the way. Cause I got stuff to do. Because time can, and I have to do the lives. I have to do the channel stuff. So I still have those kinds of things. I have some projects that I've been putting off that I need to do a channel video on, and so I got to try to get that out. I'm not gonna say this week because this week is already gone basically. But anyway, finding the time to do things is difficult to do. So you have to kind of set up a time frame. They're saying even if you have to um, spend dedicate just a small block of time every week to do it, which is hard to do, especially for those of you that are still working. That makes it even harder to do because you have your whole life that you got to do and your job and all that kind of stuff. And then you're trying to go forward with something and then go backwards to pick something up to complete. That makes it very difficult. Um, this person says a better project comes along, and it says I'm a finisher at heart, but oftentimes you don't see projects to the end because your attention gets distracted to a different project that you want to try. As I was saying about trends and different things like this is the Christmas holiday. So just about everybody is doing something that pertains to Christmas. Christmas, Christmas. You're either doing Christmas gifts, or you doing things for Christmas sales or fairs or decoration or what have you, but you're doing something pertaining to Christmas. So if you have anything else that you wanted to do that's not pertaining to the season, then that's put on the back burner. And that's probably some of the projects that you've started on the back burner. Because, like I said, I have some projects that I haven't started, but I have the material and stuff for it. Rope basket, for one. I've been wanting to do a rope basket for the long procrastinating. Why? Because I'm not sure, and I don't know why I doubt myself. I just don't know how difficult it's going to be. I don't know if my machine is going to be able to stitch it. I just don't know how these parameters are. So I just haven't taken the time to do it. And I really need to do it because that's something that I really want to do. I don't know. But it won't get done this year. That's on the back burner. And some of the other stuff that I've been wanting to do is not going to get done this year because I just don't have time. We don't have time for that. And then who knows if it's going to get done in a timely manner because by the time I have time, I might be interested in a different project. So stuff like that happens. So you end up with the UFOs. And then sometimes you just end up abandoning everything anyway. Um, it says sometimes you think something is just too difficult to do. You may have had a hiccup at one point and instead of keep trying to figure out how to get it to work, you just I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. This is too hard. This is too difficult. I messed up. I had to take it to loose 2 or 3 times, and I'm not going to do it anymore. So then you just kind of throw it off in the corner somewhere, and you never finish it. And it says, what does it say? It says if it's too difficult, you don't you don't like it or you don't have the time, there's no shame in just abandoning it. It could be leaving it in the unfinished object pile for now or forever. Or it could be something more drastic, like breaking it down to its component parts and using those for something else. Like Taisha says, she's unraveled some of her knitting projects that she had. She's going to use the yarn to do something else because she don't want to do that one anymore. So that is definitely something that you can certainly think about taking that material and doing something else with. Because a lot of time when I pull open my drawer and I look at, I have a bag full of unfinished face masks that I cut out. And I said, people still wearing face masks, and I really need some new ones. I need to pull these things out and go ahead and stitch them up. And then I stick them back in the drawer, and then I don't pull them out and do that. But they're there. It's like that's an unfinished project that I need to do. So I do have some unfinished projects that I haven't started, but they are definitely there. They are definitely there. So, Carol, you said working really puts a damper on your craft. It does. It really does. When I was still working, I that's when I first started embroidering. I was still working, and learning how to embroider, and then starting a business because people wanted me to make them masks, and that was really rolling back then. So I was rolling in that. So trying to learn stuff, well, first of all, trying to go to work. You got to go to work. Then you're trying to learn how to do the basic stuff, which is what I had to do. I had to learn how to do the basic. Then I also had to learn how to make the mask. And then once I felt confident enough in making the mask, then I had to start putting them together in mass production to sell. And so that was difficult to do. Um, Leslie, you said you made a T-shirt quilt, but it was a UFO for a couple of years until you finally finished it Christmas Eve of 2015, and you used about 40 T-shirts. Okay, yeah, I can't imagine making a quilt out of T-shirts, but I can imagine it. It's absolutely beautiful though, but that had to be a lot of work. And Leslie, Sulky has a tutorial today on rope bows, and I have Sulky's rope bow class. I bought that. That's the one that I was talking about that I had paid for a class, but I never did do it. That's the one. And I got the rope and everything, but I haven't done the class yet. And I paid for it over a month or so ago when I first saw it, and never did do it. Never did do the class. Never looked at anything. If I remember correctly, since I paid for it, I still have access to it whenever I decide to do it, which was the plan, the hope, but I haven't done it yet. So that might be something that we can do as a solo along. Who knows? I don't know. Uh, Leslie, you said you got tired of looking at the unfinished product, and you were working when you were making a T-shirt. I get that. Learning a new 10-year, Carol, you said learning a new 10 needle and trying to learn digitizing when I can't. Um, well, you know what? Learning the 10 needle embroidery machine, in my opinion, is a lot easier than learning digitizing. I had the grand thought process, which may be where you're at, when I first got my embroidery machine, that I was going to learn how to digitize because, of course, I'm going to learn how to embroider. I'm going to learn how to digitize. I'm going to learn how to make all these wonderful things and sell it and so forth and so on. Yeah, you so good. And, mm-mm. You have to have the right equipment to be a good digitizer. I believe you need that big screen thing that John Deere talks about, and you have to have your pen. For me to be half blind, I'm not half blind. I just say that, but my vision is not the best. But for me to be visually impaired, I need the big screen in order to do the digitizing. And I did not know that when I decided to get Willcome Hatch because I was going to learn how to digitize. And I signed up for his digitizing challenge class while I was still working. Did not have the time to keep up with the class, and everybody else was doing it and showing it and doing it and showing it. And I hadn't read anything, I hadn't looked at anything, and I hadn't tried anything. I got so far behind, I said, forget it, I'm not going to do it. And I have yet to go back to even try. And now that I've been embroidering for several years, well, 2.5 years now, I don't think I want to. I really don't. I don't think I want to learn how to digitize. That's not something that I have to do. There's so many people. Now, I do want to know more about digitizing so I know good digitizing when I see it, and I'll be able to do certain things to the things that I purchase if I want to, you know, tweak it a little bit. But the whole process of digitizing from beginning to end, I don't think I want to do that. I really don't. But good luck with that. I hope you will be able to do that. Well, if you really want to do it, you will. If you really want to do it, you will. You'll find the time and take the time and learn it. And good luck with that. When can I only get to it every few weeks is rough. Yeah, it is. And Leslie, I have learned more about my multi needle machine doing the Christmas tree skirt. Of course, because you hadn't used it. That's why. You got to use it to learn it. You got to use it. You got to use it. But I'm glad it has been beneficial. Um, Thinking about unfinished objects as clutter. Now, that is the biggest part for me because I've always been um, short on room. I have not, since I've been embroidering, I've always either been in a bedroom or a little bitty closet like area that does not lend itself for a lot of unnecessary stuff. So to accumulate things that aren't being in and out, or used has not been something that I can afford to do. So, with that being said, that's probably one of the main reasons why I've not accumulated a lot of unfinished objects or UFOs because I don't have the place to put it. And yes, I got enough clutter without adding that to it. Let my husband tell it it's all clutter. But thinking about unfinished object as clutter, does it feel different to you to consider your unfinished project clutter? Does it make you feel defensive or protective of them? Or do you agree that they are just taking up space? I have to say they're taking up space. The thing about unfinished projects, whether a craft project, a home improvement idea, a book you want to write, is that they take up mental space as well as physical space, is what she says. And they weigh you down and deplete your energy. They may even contribute to feelings of imposter syndrome imposter syndrome because of course I can't be that good at whatever thing if I can't even finish this project, right? That's what you're saying. You don't think that you're as good as you think you are if you can't finish a project. That's the imposter syndrome where you're pretending to be something that you're not because you're not as good as you think you are because you're not even finishing the project. So that's malarkey. Don't even think that way, but that's what some people may feel. Because if you start accumulating a lot of things, you're going to come up with reasons and excuses for not finishing them. And some of them are excuses and some of them are legitimate. But what they're saying is, of course, boredom, fear of trying the new technique. You made a mistake and you don't know how to fix it. Some things we've already mentioned. You've built up fixing a problem or finishing into such a huge ordeal in your mind, you have no concept of how much time or effort it would really take. Probably a lot less than you think, which goes back to what I felt about these Christmas skirts because I honestly thought cutting them out was going to be an ordeal. Oh my goodness, I don't cut straight. I'm not going to do well cutting them out. And I cut freehand. I didn't even measure. I measured a couple of times and I figured it out and I started cutting freehand. Like went zip, 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 bam, I'm done. Then my fear was stitching it because I can't stitch a straight stitch. So I said, I can stitch a straight stitch. I used to sew. It's just that sometimes when I'm going too fast, I don't stay straight. How do you rectify that solution? Slow your butt down. I was able to stay, and those of you that's in the group, you know what I'm talking about. We got the two lines, and you're supposed to stitch down the middle of the two stitches, and I was able to do that, and with pretty good precision. Surprised me, surprised myself. But the what I did, I paid attention, and I wasn't like crawling, but I was going slow enough where I could keep it straight and go straight down. And it wasn't nowhere near, cutting was nowhere near as bad as I had built it up in my mind to be. Stitching was nowhere near as bad as I had built it up in my mind to be. So I'm hoping now putting the back on this puppy is not going to be as hard as I'm building my mind up to be. Because that's my next worry is putting it back. Because I've never done that before. Everything is new. But yeah, fear of messing up something or you can't do it. Then fear that finishing means you'll have to show it to someone and they may not react the way you hoped. And these are just some of the reasons why people put off finishing projects. Now, I don't have that last one. I'm not really fearful that someone is not going to like it or think it's done right or whatever because I'm my biggest critic. If I show you something and it's not quite right, 9 times out of 10, I already know that. I've already seen that. And if you point something out to me that I did not see that's not quite right, then I look and I say, oh crap, you're right. It ain't right. I had a friend the other day. It's something that I stitched and I did not see it. And she said, might be my eyes, but isn't this off a little bit? And I was like, well, I don't think so. I measured and everything and it should be straight. And I said, well, I'll check it again. And sure enough, it's off. I didn't see it. I don't know how that happened because I did measure. And I had a line, a straight line. But it's off just a tad bit. Crap happens. I said, oh, well, it's off. So, that's not going to, I don't have that fear. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. So, you, the possibility of messing something up is possible. So either you redo it or you let it go and say, okay, whatever. Better luck next time. So anyway, so I don't have that fear. Considering an unfinished product as a failure should not be something that you consider. There are all excuses that we give ourselves for not finishing something. And they may be legitimate, but we have to decide how well or how much we want to finish something. And this person does not really offer anything that's as far as what to do as uniquely as the first person, as far as donating to charity and showing stuff up on eBay. But she does say gather up your unfinished objects and evaluate them. And for each project, consider what still needs to be done. Why did you stop working on it in the first place? How long will it take realistically, not the immense amount of time you built up in your head to finish? Do you really want to finish it? And what is your plan to finish it or not? So if you have a plan, then you need to have a time frame as to when you're going to finish it. Are you going to try to finish it next month, next year, next week, or are you going to give it away? And make the commitment to do it and then follow through. Make a checklist mentally or physically. Some people like to see things that you check off. I'm one of these people. I like to check things off. And then go ahead and do it. And that way you can eliminate the potential of clutter. because I'm sure many of us, if we would get rid of maybe half of what we have not finished, we would free up a lot of space for stuff. And when I say get rid of, I mean complete the project and do whatever it is that you had planned to do with it. Use it, lose it, give it to somebody, sell it to somebody, whatever. Or just put it together, put it in a round file, take it to charity, whatever necessary, take it apart, use the parts, whatever, and move on and get rid of that extra, uh, make extra space for new stuff. We all need room for new stuff. Get rid of this stuff so you have room for your new stuff. Okay, you have 52 hours. I'm not, uh, we are too hard on ourselves, Carol. Yeah, Becky, I'm working on a project that is all hand. Oh my goodness, hand sewing, but I'm trying to convert to a machine sewing. It's been a little tough, and the video has no talking. The girl is just showing you how to do the hand sewing. That would drive me crazy. I don't care for non-talking videos. I really don't. They have to be very, very short. I don't like a non-talking video, and I don't particularly care for a video where you don't see the person. I can watch them. They're not horrible, but I prefer to see the person because I like to make that connection. But when there's no talking at all, I really don't like those videos. And I know on our brother 10 needle machine, there are videos on the machine, in case you guys didn't know, I'm sure you do, but they don't talk. And I don't look at them. I hate the fact that they don't talk. They're useful, but they don't. There's no talking on the video. I don't know why people make videos and don't talk. I don't get that. But hand sewing project, been there, done that. Don't want to do that anymore. I don't like. Oh, she's Japanese. Okay, I get that. I get that. It's probably best that she doesn't talk because if she has a thick accent, then that probably would bother me even more because I won't be able to understand unless she does the caption, which would be great. Uh, So, yeah. But anyway, good luck with that. That's a project that I would not, I don't think I would be doing, but have fun and good luck and show us what it looks like when you get done. So that is pretty much my information about UFOs. And it did open my eyes because I have to be honest about it. As I mentioned earlier, I honestly did not think that I had any until I start reading these articles and start thinking about it and realize, girl, you got UFOs. And Carol, you said looking for videos on the PR 1055 was how she found me. Well, thank you. And you know what? I know that a lot of people that do, and I probably will start doing some of it myself as well, but I know a lot of content creators like to use their single needle machines because they say there's a lot of people that only have single needle machines. And I know Eve was very big on using not only her single needle machine, but her 4x4 because she said a lot of people only had the 4x4, which all of that is valid and true. And it was good that she was able to show people what they can do with a single needle or a 4x4. What I found, and the reason why I have been doing the 10 needle, I found fewer people did the 10 needles machine. You could go and find hundreds of videos using a single needle machine. And if you wanted a particular topic or process or project, you could find multiple people doing that project on a single needle machine, but I couldn't find people doing it on a multi-needle machine. That's the reason why I decided to do my tutorials and my videos using the 10 needle machine. Not to niche it down where other people that don't have a 10 needle machine won't watch, but I wanted to open it up to people that did have 10 needle machines to watch. Because when I wanted to do the sneaker, the tennis shoe that we've talked about before, the little purse with the zipper purse that looks like a tennis shoe, really cute, disorderly threads. I could not find a video that did it on a 10 needle machine. And I didn't want to do it on my single needle machine. I just didn't want to do it because I had the 10 needle machine because I didn't want to change all the thread colors and stuff like that. So what's the point if you're not going to use it? I wanted to use my machine. So I wanted to use the 10 needle machine. I found one video, but I didn't think that it was useful to me. So I did end up watching a video that was really good, but it was done on a single needle machine, but I was able to take the information and convert it to my um, 10 needle machine, which I still do now. Even looking at Becky Power Tools and Threads, she usually does most of her stuff on a single needle machine, and she's got a 10 needle machine. But anyway, but that was the reason why I chose to do most of my videos using the 10 needle machine to help those of us that are out here wanting to learn how to do something, and we want to learn how to do it on a 10 needle machine. So I would take the information that I gleaned from wherever and that I put into practice and learn how to do it, even though I may have watched someone do it on a single needle machine, because 90% of the time that's what I've done. And then I take it and apply that to my 10 needle machine and then make the video. So those that have the 10 needle machine can say, okay, yeah, I can make this with my 10 needle machine. That's one of the reasons why I have not done the rope um, basket, because you have to do that on a single needle machine. It's a sewing machine. You have to do it, put it together on a single needle machine. Although you can do the embroidery part on your 10 needle machine if you choose to. But I've been using my 10 needle my single needle machine a whole lot here lately. A whole lot here lately. And I feel good about it. I feel good about it, but it's not the Luminaire or the Stellar. And I tell you, I really wish I had one of those two machines, or even a quilting machine, because I realized that with the SE 1900 being a combo machine, it does excellent embroidery. It does good sewing. So there is a difference. It does excellent embroidery, but in my experience, it only does good sewing, because unless it's, and I know I need to read my manual probably. I notice if something is too thick, the feed dog doesn't pull it through, does not push it through um, that easily. And once I get it through, it zip. I didn't have any trouble with my skirt or anything like that, so that wasn't too thick. But I know I was doing these Christmas tiles, and some of the parts that I had to do the finishing on, I kind of folded back and did a seam, and it was kind of thick. And being right at the end, it was difficult for me to get it started at that end because it was so thick. The feed dog did not want to pull it through, and there was nothing back there for me to pull on to pull it through. So that was an issue, and I was like, "Dadgummit!" Now I don't know where my genome is, somewhere over the rainbow. I'm gonna have to look for it, because I'm gonna check that machine and see if it sews better because it is strictly a sewing machine. I don't have a quilting machine, um, which I know would definitely pull it through and all of that stuff like that. But that's just my take on my SE 1900. But I love my SE 1900. Like I said, I had absolutely no trouble with it embroidering anything that I tried to embroider, and it sews pretty good. But I'm having some bobbing issues. I noticed, and Taisha, that's why you purchased the Juki DDL 8700 because it glides over heavy, thick project. Yeah, I ain't got no Juki money if I are room for it or room for it. And I don't sew things that thick yet. And like I said, I do have a sewing machine, a dedicated sewing machine, and I have to check that out first. And Robin, I know you quilt with your SE 1900. I know that. So with me saying what I'm saying, um, probably is not. My machine may need servicing because I haven't had it serviced since I had it. So I will say that. Um, and I got it in 20. Yeah, I got it in 2020. Right just before the pandemic started, just before it officially started, I got my SE 1900. So I've had it 3 years and I have not had it serviced. So that ain't a good thing, I know. But I probably need to have it serviced and oiled up and all of that kind of stuff and checked out and see if there's something that needs to be tightened or whatever situated and stuff. But and then maybe it will pull through a little bit better. But I just noticed that the other day when I was, um, and you made Taisha, you said I may need to make adjustment to my machine for which I've been playing around with the tension and all that kind of stuff like that and the stitch size and length and all that. I've been doing all that and checking it and stuff. But I don't like I said I haven't looked at any book yet. I need to see if there's anything else that I can do or should be doing. I will, but I'm not giving up on my machine, not at all. But I do know that um, a machine like the Stellar and the Luminaire and machines like that have more power. They have more power, so they're going to be able to do all that kind of stuff. They're not going to be like a Juki because that's an industrial machine, but it definitely is going to have more power. And with Robin, you said that you quit with your SE 1900, and I know you do that. That it should not be an issue, and it may just be me, may just be something I'm not doing, which would not surprise me at all, at all. But I love my little machine, and I've been working on it because the other project that I was doing Christmas skirts, and where I had done that Christmas skirts, they look like skirts, Christmas towels, and the ruffled towels. Um, Friend of mine saw them, ordered a bunch of them, and so that's what I've been sewing on. And therefore, there isn't. I've used all three of my machines. I've used the serger, I've used the sewing machine aspect of my SE 1900, and I've used the 10 needle embroidery machine. So I got a chance to use all three machines. So I was really proud of myself that I was using my serger, and I was really proud of myself that I was using my sewing machine because I hadn't done any sewing, which it also made me have the desire to get back into some of my sewing. So that may be some things that I'm going to be adding onto my channel and stuff, some sewing and some surgeon and different stuff like that, just to kind of have a broader um, base and variety of doing different kinds of projects because it was kind of fun. I got a pretty decent response from using all three machines. So I said, well, the interest is there, which is good. But back to what Carol was saying about that's how she found me looking for the PR 1055 videos. I have I still to this day have difficulty finding a lot of videos using a 10 needle machine. And I don't understand why. Either they're commercial machines and they don't really give you a tutorial. If you've noticed, the people that use the commercial machine, they don't show you how to do anything. They show you what they're doing. They tell you I'm doing this, that, and the other, but they don't really show you how to do it. And how to, step by step how to do something. They're busy because they're working. They're doing their commercial business, so they're too busy to do a tutorial and stuff. They just show you, what they're doing, not step by step. And or either single needle machine where people normally are not doing a business, so they have time to give you a true tutorial and show you step by step. So I'm kind of trying to close that gap as much as I can to help people that do have 10 needle machines or 12 needle machines or 6 needle machines or any of the machines that are not single needle machines. Um, Taisha, you said there's not many videos on Baby Lock 10 needle machines. It's a good thing I know that Baby Lock and Brother are the same machines. True. There's not a lot of videos on 10 needle machines, period. Be them Baby Lock, our brother, or Racoma. Now Racoma has their own videos, so they do have some videos that you can watch because I've seen them where they'll show you how to do a hat and they'll show you how to do a patch and you know stuff like that. I don't know that if they do, they don't like follow the trend. I don't think when they're showing how to use, do something on their machine. Um, there are other companies, and I can't think of them right now, that have 12 needle machines. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody do a tutorial using a 12 needle machine. Um, so you know, that's why I don't know why I don't have more viewership than I do, because I do know there's a lot of people out there that have multi-needle machines, and I know they're having difficulty finding videos, but they're probably doing like me, just looking at the videos for the single needle machines and then just kind of taking that and relate it to their machine. Um, the one thing that I have to remind myself is when they are putting something on the single needle machine and they say left or right or whatever, then I have to figure out, position myself, okay, what's left and right for me on the machine. Because I don't have a flat bed like that. So it's going in the opposite direction. That's just me and my lack of directions. I'm horrible in direction. But that's one thing that just kind of throws me a little bit when they say, well, make it go to the left side or the right side or whatever. And I'm like, okay, what side is she talking about? And then I have to look at it and look at it and I say, oh, okay. And then I got to place it over here, or I got to place it up there, place it up there, place it there in order to have it go in the right direction. Whoever likes Stella Rosa, try this blueberry or blackberry. This blueberry tastes just like blueberries. It is so good. It is one of my favorite now, more so than the Moscato. So, oh well, I like the blueberry and I like the blackberry. It is really, really good. So, well, I am so glad that you guys popped up in here because I just knew I was just talking to dead space because I did not see any comments. I did not see anybody. And I just figured, as I had said earlier, that people are traveling, people are cooking, and that, nobody's on, but they'll look at it later. That's fine. That's okay. Becky, you say your baby lock flourish too looks the same as the SE 1900. Okay. Yeah, Baby Lock and brother, they're siblings, so they just changed the names, but they're basically the same machine. So I'm pretty sure that it's the same. And now they have they got the SE 2000, and then I saw the SE, what was it, SE 2010D or something like that. But I know it's a Disney, and it's so it has the Disney characters and stuff designs because on our SE 1900 we don't have any Disney characters on ours, but the SE, I think it's 2010D, does. And I haven't seen, I saw it, but I haven't seen really any advertisement for it. I did see the advertisement for the SE7, was it the SE725? SE725, which there was not a SE. It was a PE 725, I think. But Brother's coming out with all of these single needle machines, but they're not coming up with a different multi needle machine. And I don't know what that's all about, but they got a zillion million single needle machines out there. And I'm pretty sure that Baby Lock does too, but I haven't seen a lot of new Baby Lock machines pop up like I have with the brothers. I've seen quite a few brother new machines pop up within the past few months, and I think about 3 months or so ago, maybe August, July, August time, they were saying that they were coming out with a new line, and I guess that's all of the stuff that's been coming out because slowly trickling out with all of these different brother machines. And I'm like, that's so interesting because I'd like to know what's the major difference in these machines. Because I know a lot of people like to get the news, latest and greatest, but I'm not interested in upgrading my 2000 by 1900 to a 2010 or anything like that. Uh, my next single needle machine, if it's the Lord's will, is going to either be a Stellar or a Luminaire or a Solaris. That's just it. I don't intend to buy another single needle embroidery machine unless I'm able to buy those because I don't see the purpose. I might change my mind at some point. You never know, but I don't see the purpose, and that would be a true blessing because those things cost a zillion million dollars. They cost a zillion million dollars unless you get them at an expo, and then you can save a decent penny. But they're I think it would be worth it because those are some phenomenal machines, and they can do everything but pay the bill. And then they can pay the bill if you can sell some stuff and pay the bill with it. But that would be what I would do. But I was just looking at all of these different, that sketch thing, Skitch, the 4x4, I guess they call it a free arm. What they call it? The one that has the arm just like a multi needle machine. It's not a flatbed, but it's a 4x4, and you get the magnetic 4x4 hoop with it on sale for $500. If it's still on sale, you can get them at Joann and Walmart. I've seen it at Joann. I've not seen it at Walmart yet. Uh, somebody did a review on it, and I didn't get a chance to look at. I saw her review. Can't remember the lady's name. I saw her review, but she also came up with another review whether or not to keep it or return it because she said she bought her own, and I could not. I didn't watch it, so I don't know what her decision was, whether or not she kept it or not. Trying to think if I can pull her up right quick and see who she was. Um, the sewing report. I don't know if any of you watched the sewing report, but her question is return the brother sketch embroidery machine. And like I said, I did not listen to her, so I don't know if she's going to return it or not, but I know she's doing a she did a video on it. Sounds like you have to have the art Sparrow app to make this. You do. You do. And brother came out last week, I believe it was, where they apologized because people complained because you have to have the Art Spirit app in order to use their new machine, but you only could use designs from their I think they had limited design. There are limited designs in the free app. I have the app, never used it. I don't even think I've opened the thing. But there are some free designs in the free app. But in order to use the sketch, you have to subscribe, and the subscription is $12.99 a month. So they came out and apologized, and now they will allow you to upload your own designs that you already have, up to 20 designs a month, I believe it is. Now, if you get the subscription, you can do 100 designs a month. But now you don't have to pay for the subscription in order to use Artspira, and you have to have Artspira to use the sketch. So I'm glad that they realized that that wasn't going to work, and they made that adjustment. And I think this SC 725 thing uses the Art Spirit app as well. So for some reason, they are pushing that app, and I don't get it. They have the newsletter, which comes out every month. I don't read it. I mean, I just really have not had an interest in it. I personally don't see the need. I don't see the need. I might be missing something, but I just don't see the need. Art Spirit, brother. I don't even know if I can sign. I can't even sign into the thing because I don't even think I signed up or not. I didn't. I can't even get in it. Can't even get in it because they want your password and all that kind of stuff. And I don't think I set it up. I downloaded the app, so I have the app on my machine, but on my phone rather. But I've not really looked at it. I can't say if it's good, bad, or what because I haven't looked at it. because I just didn't see any need for it. For some reason, I just didn't. Maybe I do need to look into it um, and see if what the value is. But as far as getting the and Leslie, you said getting that app was part of the newest 1055X update. I haven't updated my machine. I got the exclamation point on my on my machine now, telling me I need to upgrade. And I guess that's going to put it on the machine because, like I said, I have it on my phone, but I don't have it uh, on the machine. And maybe they have some designs and stuff that are really cute that I might want to use. I don't know. But I'm not even good at using the designs that are already on the machine. And they have some really cute designs on the machine, which is unfortunate for me that I don't even take advantage of that. I and I've looked at them and I've only used maybe three, four designs that's on our machine, which is that's not good because there's some pretty designs on there. Really pretty designs on our machine. Same thing with my SE 1900. I have not used a lot of designs on there, and I don't know why. I just haven't. I guess I really need to make myself do that because they're there and they're really nice designs. Um, they're not always what you're looking for. I think that's the reason why I didn't start off using them because when I started it, I've used the fonts too, Leslie. That I've used the fonts more than anything. It's the fonts because a lot of times I'll be doing something and decide that I want to put a phrase or name or something on a project and it's already on there and I'll just go in and do the add a design and then use a font and put it on there. So I've done that. I've definitely used the fonts way more than anything. So, but as far as the design itself, I've only I did the big butterfly that I put on the back of my jacket, and I did one of the decorative, really pretty big decorative font, the letterings with all the frilly, the flowers and all that kind of stuff. I've done that, and I don't know what else I've done. Something else I've done. Um, are there new fonts in the update I have not updated yet? I don't know if they're new fonts. I don't know if now Leslie, you can address that because obviously you've updated. I've not updated yet. I need to do that this week. Put that on my list to do. Update because I normally update right away, and I don't know why I haven't updated. It just don't make no sense. But the Art Spira does have designs that comes with the app. That much I know. So if they put Art Spira on the machine, then I would have to say that there will be designs available to use via that app, which may or may not include fonts. That's the only way I can address that. But I know in other updates that have come down, there were no new designs, no new fonts, none of that kind of stuff. It's usually just some type of technical situation that they're trying to rectify or whatever. Just kind of like how your computer does updates and stuff. I don't think it was anything. I never noticed anything different that was available whenever I've done the update. And I think I've done at least two. At least two. This would be the third one. So maybe we probably get an update every year or something like that. because I've had my machine that length of time, and this would be the third update. So that's all I can tell you on that, Carol. So I don't know. And Leslie, you said you haven't looked at the fonts to see if there are any new ones. Okay, I doubt it. I doubt it because I think if there were new updates like designs and fonts and stuff like that, that they would kind of make an announcement like that. And the other thing I just thought about those of you that use Embrilliance are interested in using Embrilliance, they have a sale on again. It's 10% off, but there is a sale going on. I think it's the Black Friday sale, so it should still be on until the end of the week. 10% off on their designs. Um, on their designs, they do have design bundles, but they also have, of course, their software. But they do have design bundles that are on sale, and they have. I don't know if you guys are aware of it. Ingredients does have free designs. I think you get one a month or one. It's not a bunch of them, but they do have them, and I do download them. So if you have ingredients and you don't know this, then you might want to go on ingredients and get the free designs if you're interested in them. And if you are interested in buying one of their um, design bundles, they are on sale, as well as their software modules are on sale. 10%. That's they. I've not seen anything ever be any um, greater than a 10% discount within Brilliance. But 10% is better than nothing. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, you might want to do that for Black Friday. They also have where you can download a digital gift card for Embrilliance to give to whomever as a Christmas gift. If you have someone that is interested in an Embrilliance product that you want to gift them for Christmas, then you can download a digital gift certificate. I saw that. I thought that was kind of interesting. So just keep that in mind as well. And I think you get that. They'll still be able to get that with the 10% off. I think so. That is well, yeah. If you buy it with 10% off, yeah, it should. Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that out because I just happened to I got an email and they were talking about that. So I thought that was kind of cool that they had the gift digital gift card and the fact that they have their sale going on again. And John Deere has a sale. He has a sale on everything. His doodle digitizing doodle thing he has, his legacy clubs are discounted, and he has his digitizing course is discounted for Black Friday. I believe it's for Black Friday. But I got an email on that as well. So I just thought I'd throw that out. And of course, everybody else in the world has their Black Friday sales. Embroidery Library has been coming out every other day with a sale on various designs, 65% off or 50% off or what have you. They got something going on now until midnight tonight, I believe it is. I think it's some large panels that you can purchase and stitch them out and put them together and stuff. Nothing that I'm interested in, as well as Urban Thread, because you know they're sisters. They just kind of piggyback on each other. So they have stuff, and designed by Juju will be having their sale has been extended to the end of the month to the 30th. So they have there. Spend $25, you get 15 free stuff, which they do every so often. They're in the hoops of 50% off. Um, I think they're edge to edge are 50% off, and then they have the buy 15 designs for $15, so they're like $1 each. You have to pick and choose. Um, well, not pick and choose. Everything is not going to be $1. So you usually the ones that are running like $3 and some odd cent are $1. So you can go through their catalog and pick out stuff if that's something you want. And but I think that's a pretty good thing if there's like 15 different designs that you've been wanting to buy and you can now get them for $1. I think that's pretty cool. I did that a week or so ago and got the 15 things. Um, I looked again and I didn't see anything that I really wanted. And I didn't want to be trying to come up with $25 worth of stuff just to, I didn't need all that other stuff that 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 she gives you. I don't always like all of her fonts. They're okay. Uh, Kara, all these sales are going to make me have more UFO because everybody has a sale. Every all of the major designers, because I think Stitchtopia does too. Because I buy from these places and stuff, and I sign up for their emails and stuff. I get all of these things, and I always look at all of my emails that come from my designers and whatnot and stuff. So, and they're all having these sales. Embroidery design, of course, are having their sales. They have a lot of in the hoop projects. They have pattern projects, and they have designs, and they all have sales. Um, that's about was it's more, but nothing pressing. Oh, designed by Little B. And I don't know when hers is over with. Hers might be over with. She had a sale going on. She had a sale going on, but I think hers is over with now. I'm not sure. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, you might want to check her out. I don't buy a lot of stuff from Designs from Little B because I don't do those little vinyl books and sanitizer holders and all that kind of stuff that she does. I don't do that stuff because I don't make people that sell that stuff. That's really cool. That's sell or gift them. But since I do neither, I don't really do a lot of that. So that is, I think that's all the news I have. I don't think I have any more emails telling me who's giving away stuff. Nobody's giving away stuff. I got 48 emails. Who knows? Somebody else might be coming up here saying they got stuff. Stitchtopia freebie and introduction pricing ends tomorrow. All Stitch embroidery has a ton of stuff on sale. And they got 15% off all of their assorted thread. And I looked at it, uh, the little bitty 220 yard threads, Madeira thread sets. I have a set. Um, Cute. Mhm. Designed by Juju, 50% off all her mug rugs. Because her mug rugs usually are, I think, like $9, I think, aren't they? $8, so you can get them for 4. So she's got 50% off of her mug rugs, and they're really cute. You know, her stuff is cute anyway. But she's got the 50% off. Who else came across? That should be it. And Brilliance, when is their thing over with? November the 30th for the Embrilliance. 10% off of off your entire purchase of Embrilliance tools and collections, including their bundles. So anything that you want from Embrilliance. So I think that's pretty much all of the stuff that I've gotten here lately that I didn't get rid of already, of the stuff that they have on sale. I don't know if anybody uses Falcon Embroidery, but they have up to 80% off of their stuff store wide. And Embroidery Designs, which is Dime, they have up to 90%. Designs up to 90% off. They got design packs up to 90% off. They have fonts up to 90% off. And buy two, get one free with the Madeira individual threads. And, you know, they're selling sewing machines and embroidery machines now. Dime is. So, embroidery design, if you're interested, they have up to 90%. I didn't realize that. I have to look at their stuff because they have cute designs. They really do. Um, Taisha, I used to purchase her mug rugs until I learned to create your own. Yeah, I like that. I like Design by Juju stuff. I really do. She has really nice mug rugs. Um, but this up to 90% off at Embroidery Design. Up to 90% off. I haven't run across one yet that's 90% off. Well, here's one that's well, see, this is the trick to it. They will sell you a bundle. This bundle is like 14.90. Was swirl monogram 14.99 on sale for 3.75. Now, come on now. 3.75 is what it should have been in the first place. You have to be careful with those kinds of things when you're looking at somebody say something is on sale. Pay attention and see if it's really on sale or did they up the price to bring it down. We were talking about that today, about how that it's not called bait and switch, but it's definitely a marketing ploy that a lot of businesses do, especially this time of the year. So if you're going out shopping for Black Friday and all that kind of stuff, pay attention to the sales and stuff. And if you haven't done any pre-shopping, because oftentimes I have seen something that is $200 regular, and then they'll turn around and say on sale $199.99, and all you see is sale. You don't pay attention to the fact that they just took a penny off. I've seen that with my own eyes. So, and look, I looked at this thing last week and it was $200, and now they got it on sale for $199.99. How is that a sale? But everybody doesn't know that, because if you don't go out looking and looking like I used to do years ago, I used to just do mall walking, eyeball shopping, window shopping, whatever you want to call it. And I would look at different things that I was interested in but not ready to buy. So when I did get ready to buy, I knew what they cost. And then when you go in and they say it's on sale, then you'll really know whether or not did the price actually come down, or they just put sale on there. Or if it came down by a dollar or two. So just be careful when you're out here doing all the shopping and stuff, Christmas shopping and everything, and pay attention. Just like those design, 14.99 for a monogram, and it's $3 some odd cent when it should be $3 anyway. Come on, man. Buyer beware. If it's not something that is, if you tell me now, they do have, but probably not now. And I didn't really deep dive and look, but I bought designs from Embroidery Designs like 75 cents, a dollar, 75 cents, stuff like that. Now that I see as a sale, but mm-mm. Don't tell me it's 14.99 and now you're selling it for $3 and some odd cent when it shouldn't have been 14.99 in the first place. That I don't see that as being a sale. I just see that as trying to drive somebody in with the pretense of they're saving money. So if it's not something you really, really need, make your own mind up, make your own decision. But just be aware of your prices and stuff. But most of the places are reputable and they do have genuine sales. And the other thing is they will respond. That's the other thing. If you have an issue with the stitch out or something, whereas with Etsy you may or may not get help, but with places like Stitchtopia and Embroidery Library, Urban, those places like that, if you have an issue with their stitch out and you let them know, usually you're going to get some kind of assistance, some kind of response, some kind of something. That whereas you won't be disappointed because you spent your money and then the thing is trash. So um, pay attention to that. So uh, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, I do appreciate you all hanging out with me this 2 days before Thanksgiving. I don't know how many people have to cook. I do. I went shopping, but I haven't cooked anything. And my plan was to get my greens washed, picked, washed, and in the pot. That didn't happen. Uh, hmm, I didn't do nothing. So either I'm gonna stay up late, which I'm not sure that's gonna happen, or I am going to get up bright and early because I'm not cooking nothing on Thanksgiving Day. Maybe cornbread to eat. Maybe. Other than that, I ain't cooking nothing. So if it doesn't get done tomorrow, it won't get done. So I think it's time that we all say good night to each other so we can get off of here and get uh, packing to leave or getting ready to cook or getting to bed so you get up early so you can cook, or those of you that have to go to work tomorrow. I know when I was working as a pharmaceutical rep, I put it that way because I had a better working standard condition. I always was off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. I always had that 5 days off because Wednesday was my cook day. And then Friday, after Thanksgiving, even though I didn't go Black Friday shopping, I wasn't going back to work. I just didn't see no sense in going back to work for one day. It didn't make sense to me. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then I go back to work. So those of you that have to work tomorrow, I understand. And those of you that are blessed that don't have to go to work tomorrow, congratulations. And Robin, you said you're going to your brother and sister-in-law and you're making pumpkin pies with Irish whiskey to take. Oh, this is from your grandmother's recipe. And have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Uh, Denise. Hi, and you just not coming in saying hi. Well, hi, Denise. I'm so glad that you enjoyed your first live with us, And happy Thanksgiving to you. Please don't let this be your last. Please come back. I do appreciate you stopping in. And I'm glad that you did at least stop in and say hi before we we got off of here. Because these are my regulars. I talk to these ladies all the time. And I know there's people out here in Facebook land and YouTube land that are watching. Every time I look at my analyticals, I always look at 50, 60 people out there. Nobody came in. So see, everybody's welcoming you and saying hi, Denise. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. And please come back. We do have a lot of fun. We laugh, we talk. We talk about everything on the phone. And it's a very good group. So thanks for joining us. And with that being said, I am going to go ahead and sign off, say good night to everybody, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Stay safe, be safe. Those of you that are traveling, I am praying for travel safety and blessing that you make it to your destination safe and sound and back home, and that everybody is well. So happy Thanksgiving, have fun, and I will talk to you guys next Tuesday if it's the Lord's will. And I will see you so long, people, next Wednesday if it's the Lord's will. We see how close we all are to being done with that skirt. Good night, everybody. Good night.